AJ 6:15, as we start off this new year, a lot of folks pledge to commit some time to reading as a New Year's resolution. So today we're learning a little bit more about what's trending when it comes to reading. There's a trend or way to find out those trending books. It's called BookTok.
It is, and Rachel Stevenson joins us from the Erie County Public Library to shed some light on what's sort of trending in the world of reading.
Yeah, we all know about TikTok, Rachel, but BookTok helps us figure out exactly what to read. So
so the interesting thing about BookTok is the books aren't necessarily new. They're books that have been published, you know, in 2014, 2015 that were self-published and are now just sort of becoming more popular. So one of the things about BookTok is it's a good way for self-published authors to really hit the mainstream. But some of the things that you'll be seeing in 2024 are things like diversity. Diversity is very big. We're seeing more people of color, more neurodivergent characters in books. South Asian authors are very big because of the interest in Korean pop culture. I'm really looking forward to the book Red String Theory by author Lauren Kung Jessen. I think that that's going to be a really great Asian love story that has some Asian mythology in it about this red string theory that I'm really going to enjoy. Some of the other things that are coming up, new adult books are very popular.
Define that new adult genre.
So new adult is kind of that you're 18 graduating from high school to a couple years getting out of college. And one of those would be this new adult book here. It's also got queer characters in it. And I think one of the really good books that are coming up next year is by So Cheel called Anita DeMonte Laughs Last, sorry.
Okay.
And I think that that's going to be a really big one too. Last year was a really big year for feminist retellings of Greek mythology, and I think that's going to continue.
Okay.
And along with that, we have this book here, Julia, which is 1984, written from Julia's point of view. And there are two really big books coming out next year, one by Pulitzer Prize winner Percival Everett, and that's James, which is Huck Finn from Jim's point of view, and another which is by Tara Carr Roberts, and it is The Deep and Wide Sea, and it is kind of magical realism, which is another really big popular topic. Alice Hoffman writes in magical realism, if anybody kind of wants to know what that's like. And it is the story of Ishmael, and as he interacts with 4 generations of women from obviously Moby Dick. And so I think that's going to be a big trend, is rewriting classics from the viewpoint of different people.
So from a lesser known character.
From a lesser known character.
So for people who are trying to navigate all of this, say, I want to commit to reading 50 books this year, but I don't know where to start. What are the resources available online, in person, the full gamut?
So I think that you have a lot of things that you could use. You could use Goodreads, obviously. That's one of the big ones that everybody uses. The library has a database called Novelist, and that's free with your library card. You can access it at home with your library card, or you can access it at the library. And it's this whole database that if you say you like James Patterson, you can type that in, and it'll tell you who else you should read because you like James Patterson. And so that's a really good resource if you've run out of Pattersons. That you can read something else. Another thing I recommend, and my boyfriend gets me one of these every year, is a book journal. And I love the one he bought me this year because it has things like book title, author, plot notes, character notes, favorite quotations, things like that. And I do a hard copy every year, and I really just love it, and and I get to keep them in my library and stuff like that.
Such a wealth of information. Thank you so much for sharing everything with us.
And she's got some more suggestions, I believe, we're going to have coming up in the next half hour. Rachel's not done just yet. She is loaded with book ideas for you to read, if that reading more is your New Year's resolution here in 2024. So we're going to catch up with you, Rachel, coming up in a little bit later here in this